Hello, I am Mac, at least for a day, and everything's going to be okay. We just got some exciting news. The No Man's Sky Crossplay update, I guess that's what it's being called, or it's the update that they're adding Crossplay, is tomorrow, June 11th. So, Hello Games and Sean Murray just put out a development update on the No Man's Sky website, listing all the things that are coming in the update, and it's pretty much confirmed that it's tomorrow. So I'm just gonna talk about a few of the main things that are in it. First of all, Game Pass for Xbox and Windows 10. So No Man's Sky will be on the Xbox Game Pass and also for Windows 10. So I guess that means the game will be free to people that subscribe to Game Pass. Well, so I guess technically not free because you have to pay for Game Pass, but No Man's Sky will be included in that. So that will bring potentially millions of new players to No Man's Sky. And of course that impacts everyone now because the next big thing, of course, is crossplay. So Sean Murray confirmed that it's for every platform, including PlayStation. We thought crossplay would never happen for PlayStation, but PlayStation players, Xbox players, and PC players will all be able to play together in No Man's Sky. And it's pretty largely inclusive in that he said that you can even meet up with players on other platforms in ambient multiplayer. So not only is it just the Nexus that you can meet people from another platform, but according to what Sean said, you can meet them just because you happen upon a star system that they're in. I'm not sure how that works because I was under the impression that they were separate universes, like I said before, meaning planet names are different, the bases don't exist in each place, so I don't understand how they're going to merge the universes, because the patch notes didn't say anything about resetting the universe. So somehow, I guess it's gonna be, I don't know. Sean, the development update said that it's completely changing the network architecture. So I guess it's going to work totally different than the way we currently know. So I guess maybe, I don't know. Somehow they're going to merge the universes so that, like, my base will suddenly appear for Xbox players when they come to the same planet. That's pretty cool. I don't know how they're going to deal with all the naming differences, though, because I know places like the Galactic Hub have named, like, all the stars and planets in an entire star cluster. How's that going to work if those names don't exist on PC, or if people have, built their own Galactic Hub in the exact same place on PC versus PS4, and maybe there's some slightly different names? How are they going to choose? Like, say this planet was named Carl. Say I named this planet Carl. If someone happened to have named it Bob on PC, is this planet going to be called Carl, or is it going to be called Bob? Is PS4 players going to see the name Carl and PC players going to see the name Bob? How are they going to resolve that if they were separate naming universes before? Like, there should be a separate database of names for each platform, but oh well. I'm not gonna go too far into all that. Let's just move on, and we'll find out how it works when the update hits. But anyway, the next really big thing is they made improvements to VR, and the biggest thing is we can now see our bodies in VR, or we will be able to once this update hits. Hopefully, it's for everybody. They said it was for the open VR, which I'm not sure what that means, because I really don't know a lot about all this, but I thought OpenVR was like what they were using on PC, and then PS4 just uses PSVR. It's like a different system. Hopefully it's for PlayStation VR also. Obviously I'll be able to test that since I'm on PS4. As soon as the update hits, I can get on I can get on VR and see if I'll be able to see my body. But yeah, that's the really big thing they're adding to VR, is we can see our whole bodies instead of just our hands. Before, when you play VR, all you see is your own hands. Other players would be able to see your whole body, but the person playing could only see their hands. So that's going to be really cool, especially like sitting in the cockpit of your ship, because I mean, yeah, it's cool to be able to see your body when you look down when you're standing, but sitting in the cockpit of your ship is going to be really cool, being able to see your whole body and everything. Not sure how it's all going to work, and it might cause some problems, especially since your head is your, oh my goodness, your head is basically your, you know, your headset. If you set your headset down, is the player's head going to fall onto the ground or something? Because I know your hands go all wacko and crazy when you set your controllers down in VR. Other people can see it looks really weird. I don't know. I'm just wondering aloud how everything's going to work. But I really hope that being able to see our body is on PSVR as well as other VR, and I'm excited to try that out. Okay, so next, well, there's a whole lot of different bug fixes, so that thankfully they took this time to fix a bunch of bugs, and there's also some other gameplay features, but I'll put a link in a pinned comment on this video so that you can check out the patch notes in the development update. There's some other additions to the game, changes and tweaks and stuff that are pretty minor, like some changes to feeding animals or something, and other various gameplay tweaks. Nothing super huge major, or I would have written it down, but you should definitely read the full patch notes for everything. But there's a whole bunch of bug fixes and a few gameplay tweaks. One of those I did write down because it's fairly major to me and people on PS4. So I think PC people aren't aware of this. I know because I'm on a discussion forum, and we recently had a discussion where this came up. Somebody who was on PS4 was complaining they couldn't figure out how to do voice chat, and the PC players were saying, oh, it's just on your menu, it's really easy and all this stuff. And I informed them that no, voice chat has not been available on PS4 since like a few weeks after the Beyond update. Like, inexplicably, there was just a point where voice chat suddenly disappeared on PS4. We couldn't use it at all. Like, I can show you right now, on my options, if I go to network, there should be something about voice chat here, I believe. If I remember correctly, voice chat was an option. It's not on general options or anything. There's nothing about voice chat. Video options, of course not. Pretty sure it's not on control options. I have multiplayer on right now, although there's nobody in my game, but even when there is, there's never any options about voice chat. There is no voice chat in PS4 now, and that happened just a little bit after the Beyond update. So for almost a year, people on PS4 have not had voice chat. People on PC aren't aware of that because they've still had it all this time. So, and the really frustrating thing about it was Hello Games never acknowledged it. They never said in the patch notes that PS4 voice chat is being disabled. So it was one of those things where we didn't know if it was a bug or if it was something they intentionally did, because they never acknowledged it. I'm pretty sure people on PS4 reported it as a bug, but they never fixed it, and they never told us that, oh yeah, that was a bug, or oh yeah, we took that out because we needed to do something or something. So they never acknowledged it for almost a year. And then finally, in these patch notes, there's one line that says re-enabled voice chat for PS4. So that's all the acknowledgement we're ever going to get, I think, is that they just finally re-enabled it, which I assume means that they disabled it at some point on purpose. I guess it wasn't a bug, because it wasn't in the bug fixes of the patch notes. It was in basically the gameplay tweak section. So it's not a bug that they are fixing, it is a gameplay tweak that they're doing to re-enable voice chat for people on PS4. So I guess that's them acknowledging that they took it out on purpose and they're finally putting it back. So kind of frustrating that they never told us all this time, but it's nice that they're finally re-enabling it, especially since we're getting crossplay and it's really important that we have the voice chat so that we can chat with people on other platforms that have voice chat. It would be pretty unfair if we could play with Xbox players and the Xbox players have voice chat, but the PS4 don't. So anyway, rant over about that. I never really complained about it much because, as I've said, I'm not really huge on multiplayer, but that rant was mainly for the other PS4 players that I know were much more affected by it and much more upset that they didn't have voice chat and never got any word from Hello Games why they didn't have it. So anyway, enough about that. Glad that we're getting voice chat back in time for crossplay. So anyways, that's all the major changes that I wanted to mention. I'll relist them really quick. Game Pass for Xbox and Windows 10, crossplay for all platforms, full body in VR, and lots of bug fixes and gameplay tweaks, including PS4 getting our voice chat back. So this update, which I would say is not, well, it's possible that this is going to be the only summer update. In the development update, Sean Murray said that they are still working on other big content updates, but he didn't say if those updates will be out this summer or not. So it's possible, and I know people are not going to like this possibility, but it's possible that this is the only update we're going to get this summer. It's not that big of an update. It's got some pretty major changes as far as hardware and software go, but as far as adding gameplay, this update doesn't add much more gameplay. But this may be the only summer update we get, the only major summer update we get, if it takes them a lot longer to do the other content updates. But we do know that community events should be resuming. That those weren't mentioned in this development update, but community events should be resuming soon, the weekly missions, and that is probably going to tease future content updates, but we don't know if those content updates will be out by this summer or if it'll be like the fall or later this year. But be ready for the possibility that this crossplay update is the only major update we get in the summer, and we're just going to have community events to do until much later when we get bigger content updates. But bigger content updates are coming. So we should definitely look forward to that and look forward to doing the community events that tease them. And so what I was saying was, me personally, I have a tradition of starting a new game in No Man's Sky whenever there's a major update. This crossplay update is not major enough for me to start a new game. There's not really much of any new experiences for me to have if I start a new game, just from this crossplay update. So I won't be starting a new series yet. I am planning to cover the community events, the new weekly missions. I had stopped doing the weekly missions as videos because it was obvious that no real storyline was developing and they weren't really going anywhere. They weren't changing nothing was really happening with them. They were just doing the same tired objective every week of going to a planet via portal and collecting a bunch of an item, and that was it. There was nothing to them. There was no real storyline, and they were even starting to repeat the text. The NPCs were starting to say the same text over and over that they had said previously. So it was obvious that those weekly missions weren't going anywhere. So I had stopped doing them as videos. But now that we know Greg Buchanan, the writer of Atlas Rises, is writing the new weekly missions, they're definitely going to have a better storyline, and supposedly, if rumors are true, is going to be teasing future content updates. So I will be doing a full series. I will be doing a video on each weekly mission to, record that storyline for posterity and all that. So that's the plan for this summer. If we don't get any other major updates, is I'll be doing the weekly missions as videos, and also, covering every time we get a new Quicksilver item unlocked because of the community missions and all that. So that's my plans for the summer. Unless we do get a really big major content update, then I'll start a new game and enjoy doing that as a series with that new content. But I'm predicting that this crossplay thing is probably the last major update we get this summer, and it may not be till the fall that we get other major updates. But I could be wrong, but I think it's better to stay pessimistic and not expect much more. So for the time being, we should just enjoy crossplay, changes to VR, and the other bug fixes and gameplay tweaks that we're getting with this, and also enjoy the community, the new weekly missions that are coming. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. I know I have a tendency to do that, but I don't know. I think some people like to hear me ramble. I know some people don't, but anyway, that about does it. Crossplay update is coming tomorrow. I guess that's what it's being called. It doesn't have any other name besides that. As far as the development update said, it's just the update that we get crossplay. So I'm just going to call it the No Man's Sky crossplay update. Is coming tomorrow, June 11th, 2020. So anyway, I have been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day. And let me get a better shot here. And remember, everything's going to be okay.